Hey everyone, this is David. As a marketing coach for a long-tailed scorpion on this channel, you know that the videos that I do predominantly with my team, are more slow and methodical. So I've seen videos, for example, about this topic on bulk creating in Canva. Okay, and there's always one or two things usually in videos that I see that don't get mentioned, which makes it difficult for people to do certain things or get around certain loopholes or situations that they normally shouldn't find themselves after watching a tutorial video. So here I'm going to take my time with this step by step. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes, so bear with me. So here we're going to bulk create with Canva. This specific situation is for fitness coaches, but it really does not matter. You can apply it to any coaching, consulting type of a situation that you're in. I do fitness coaching. I'm also a marketing consultant. I have my own longtailscorpion.com has courses on it, and I'm going to get into AI services as well. But in this case, I'm creating a bunch of reels in Canva, and we're going to bulk create. So first, what I want you to do is open up your AI platform, whether that's ChatGPT, uh, Copilot, Gemini, whatever it is, whatever you use, it does not matter. A prompt is a prompt, right? If you've been in AI at all for a little while, you know that the best information you're going to get from AI is because of the details of your prompt. So here, we're just going to keep it simple. As you can see, I got the prompt already there. I got the results, I should say, already here. And I just put, give me the best 50 fitness motivational quotes that appeal to weight loss for men and women. So you can tailor it wherever you need to. You're going to get 50 quotes, uh, fitness quotes, or business quotes, whatever that is that applies to you. You're also going to get tips. So I also got 50 fitness tips. Okay. And what you're going to do is, okay, so here's one of the tips, the pro tips that I wanted to mention. So when you're doing something like this, you have to copy and paste this. Normally, you would put it into a Word doc, right? You would go in your Google Drive. Most people use Google Drive or whatever it is that you use for Apple, the Apple Drive. All right, you open a Word document of some kind, and you just copy and paste into that Word doc. So when you do that, that's fine, right? You're going to have these dividers here, right? You can see the dividers um, that normally get put in the results of every prompt that you create. So that's where you've got to kind of fine tune the prompt. So you want to remove any dividers, and you want to also do a single line format. So when it comes out numbered like this, anything that you do numbered is a double line or a line and a half. So basically, when you copy and paste something like this into a sheet, a Google sheet, right, some kind of spreadsheet, it's going to skip a line. Everything's going to skip a line. So it's basically double spaced. Okay. So you can see here, I fine tuned, and it's very simple, right? You just tell it what you want. So I made sure it was in single line format without any separators. And as you can see, the quotes I got for men over 40, busy moms and beginners, right? It comes out in this format. So now this is easier for you to simply copy and paste this, right? Each one, however you do. So instead of copying it here at the bottom where it copies everything, like including all the conclusion stuff, you're just going to copy it here, right in that section, go right up, okay, right click, stop right there, and right click copy, okay? And then you're going to paste that. Let's go over to Google Sheets now. I'll show you what I've already compiled. I've give you guys full transparency, so I'm not gonna. There's no reason for me to try to hide something or whatever. So here I've created two sheets. Okay, so what you're gonna have is um, you've got quotes, all right, and let's see. So that's the one fitness quotes. One is quotes and one is tips. So this is the quote sheet, and I ended up compiling like 500 of them. Okay, and then I did another 500 of tips because when I go into Chat GPT, whatever AI that I use, and I actually prefer Copilot, um, I will tend to get as much information as I can. So instead of, and here's another pro tip, instead of just getting the minimal amount, right? Oh, I only need 50 or 100 quotes or tips. Get a lot. Take your time, spend the extra half hour to an hour, whatever it is that takes you. Get a full list of what you need. That way you don't have to keep going back to the chat, the next day and the day after. You have it on. Now I have both of my sheets all set up. Okay, so here's the fitness quotes, here's the fitness tips, and then what I did was I combined. I'm just using the quotes for now. So I made one quotes sheet of the first 100. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to open a new sheet, and this is how I set it up. Okay, new sheet. I'm going to grab now the 101 to 200 quotes. And I know it's cut off here a little bit. Sorry about that. It's not, doesn't really matter. That's just how we set up the video. So I'm just going to click on 101 and I'm going to go to, as you can see, there's two different topics. And then I'm going to go to 200. Okay. Shift, and I'm going to copy that because I don't want to delete it from the list. Okay. I'm going to go into my new spreadsheet. And this is the same thing as if you were, as if you were just starting from scratch and doing the first sheet, right? So open up the column A a little bit, and you can paste it. You can Control V it, whatever you want. And as you can see, the the list is right here. Okay, so now I've got 100, and this is the quotes. So I already created the first quote sheet. So I'm just going to label it 2 fit quotes, number 2 dash fit quotes, and I'll just put Canva. Okay, so from here you want to save it in a CSV. Okay, so let me just do this quickly for you so you can see the whole, and hopefully it doesn't open up on me. Nope. Yeah, always does those little okay. Okay, so save it on your computer. You're going to download it in a CSV format because that's what Canva will ask for, a CSV or a TSV, and I think one other option as well. So you can see I already got number 1 here that I created it. Okay, so you're just going to save it. CSV is the comma separated value file. Okay, so that's good. Let me go back there. So that's already created. I know I've got number 2 in fitness quotes, right? So you can see here now 2 fitness quotes, and I got to create a folder for that. So I'm just going to do all quotes first. Now let me show you in Canva. When you go to Canva, I do have a pro account, and you see I already created a few of these um, in bulk, a few videos there, a few styles. So let me show you how you're going to do that. Okay, so we're done with the Chat GPT. All right, so we're going to start from scratch here. Let me do that again for you and quickly open this up. All right, so you're going to, let me go to home. Let's see. So actually, this is home. So you're going to go to social media. Okay, you're going to click on Instagram. You're going to click on Reels. So whatever you're bulk creating, click on that type of uh, design or format that you need. You might want Instagram posts. in the 4 by 5 format, or a story, which is also a video, right? Or an Instagram post. Um, so for Instagram, I will tend to do, if you're doing a regular post like carousels, do the 4 by 5. It's a lot easier to read and people like it better than the square. So click on Reel. This is specifically for Reels. Okay. And then we're going to, so see, this already came up in my design. So you're going to go to design. You're going to type in what you want. So I typed in fitness, right? Pick the one that you want. Let's say, um, and it depends, right? If I was a running coach or emphasized running in my coaching, I would pick the runner right there, right? This guy I already picked. You saw it on the previous shot. He's just curling, doing a biceps curl. This one isn't bad. I don't think I selected this one yet. It's got a, you want to have something with a lot of different, at least a few different frames that you go through. So let's go that, apply. And there's 4 pages. Some of them have a dozen pages, right? And if you want to change it up, you want to look at something else with more pages, you can, do something. Let's see, I think I did that. Let me double check before I click on it. Yeah, I think she's right there. Let me see. Okay. So I'm gonna go with that one. All right. Yeah, actually it's right there. So what I'll do is I will find, yeah, let me just go with this one. So you're gonna click on that, apply the pages, whatever the page amount is. Okay. And you can see, just drag the line there at the top, and you can see the different scenes in it. So in this case, which was something that wasn't revealed to me in different videos, okay, so you can see there's a lot of um, font, right? There's a lot of fonts that you got to navigate, right? So what you want to do in this case, it's one particular section right in the middle, each one. So this one, I can I can leave that if I want my, so if I want my quotes, at the beginning or the end, preferably you want them in the beginning so people can watch the video, you know, and enjoy the video. So you're gonna delete those particular fonts that are there, okay? Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is if you miss a font, like let's say I didn't delete this one. Let's see, so that, oh, that blends into, okay. And then there's one at the beginning. So let's say I did not delete this second video font, then what would happen is most likely the quote that shows up where you bulk create, it's going to overlap the fonts that are already there, right? That's why you're deleting it. So here, you're just keeping this font, okay? And you can change the bottom, so if I want to go to the bottom, I'm going to magnify and put in at the bottom my particular, so that's a good hashtags there. They got a couple good hashtags, which is cool. I'm gonna just put fit grinder and the RGNTL fit. Okay, those are the two fitness pages I have on Instagram. Now here, right, there's two different ones. So you got to remember also when you're doing this is that you need enough room on the screen on the video to for the quotes, right? So you don't want to have two because that'll be on each one and it might get overshot, it might get overlapped, right? So here there's about 6 words, right? 5 words. So just keep in mind that the quote could be a little bit longer and it might take up more room. So I'm going to keep this at, I'm going to lower it a little bit I'm going to put it at like 64. All right. And I'll leave that. That should, be overridden with the quote. So it should replace that. Okay. And I got a couple other hashtags there. I'm just going to leave that. Actually, what I'm going to do is replace one of them. That's quite a long right side margined hashtag. So I'm just going to do, and I specialize in hit fitness. So I'm just going to, what I usually do, hit fitness coach David. Okay. And I can just leave it like that. That's fine. Okay. Just make it easier to move. And I'll put it right back up there. Okay. So let's go down. Let's minimize that a little bit with the magnifier. So this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to be formatted with the quotes. Okay. So once you have this selection, okay, you can go back, it doesn't matter. What you're going to do is go on the left margin here where it says design elements, etc. And you should have apps. So click on apps, okay, and you're going to scroll down and go to bulk create. You can see all these options here, and I would just play around with them a lot. When you have a spare hour, which I do a lot, is I'll just open up my laptop and kind of play around with different things, especially with the AI built into Canva, which is pretty cool. So you're going to click on bulk create. You're going to upload the data, okay? And let me plug in my laptop here before. Okay, there we go. So I've already done number one. I'm just going to double click on number two, which is the second 100 that I'm using, those quotes. Okay. And you see, you can't click continue. You can't click anything there. It's like, uh, kind of unsure as to how to, what the next step would be. Okay. So you're in that first area that we already created with the font. You're going to highlight it, click on it, left click, and then right click and left click connect data. Okay. You can see the first quote comes up. Just click on that quote. It shows up, and then click continue, and then create 99 designs. Click on that. It'll prepare it. It'll show there's only 2 designs. Okay. View and folder. Um, when I saw a video of somebody else doing this, they actually showed, and I don't know there was no trick that she showed in the video, okay? But all 99 designs popped up on the bottom of the video she was in. So for some reason, it's not doing it for me. Hopefully, it does it for you. I don't know why it's not doing it for me. It should, because I'm in the current video that I want to bulk create. So it creates 2 separate folders. So if this does it for you, which it probably will, and like I said, I do have a pro account, but so it's going to create 2 separate folders. One, there's 80 videos, and one, there's 19. So there's 99 instead of 100, right? So you click on it, and it'll open up. If your computer isn't as slow, okay, so it's loading fairly well. Videos. Um, Let me see if it'll. It's just, yeah, it's a little slow. Okay. So you can see when I click on each one, and I'll magnify this a little bit. Um, the each quote is put in there, right? So that's cool. Okay, so that's the bulk creation there. And there's 19. So you can see it on the bottom right there, 19. And then if I go to the other folder and click on it, see it says one of 80. And you can see the different quotes. So for whatever reason, it doesn't create 100. It creates 99 with the 100. I'm not sure why. It might be just because the first video, the first quote was taken as the first one, so then it builds another 99. You can't see it. Let me see if it slides over here. You can see there is 80 there. It's on the bottom. I can't see it, but in any event, or you can't see it. Uh, but these, once the memory catches up, it's still spinning. You'll see that. So that's where the 100 come from. You can see I already had created another one here. I got to do that. And then if you have questions, let me give you another pro tip. Okay, so here you can see it says 5 of 80 there on the bottom. Okay, um, so if you wanted to change it, okay, this is how you would change it. So instead of redoing it, right? Let's say you set up all your spreadsheets, right? You saved like three, four, five of them, right? You got 500 total, let's say, and you got five spreadsheets. So you want to create five different videos of 100 each, right? So just back it up, okay? Click on the arrow, click on the arrow, okay? And then when you're here, where it says bulk create, right? That's what the app is. Well, you want to get out of that because you want a different design, right? So just go back to design, scroll up, go back to design, pick another video. It'll override this, okay? Because I've already got these saved here, right? They're in that video, they're not going anywhere. So I'm just replacing this. So let's say I scroll down and find something cool that I like this, let's see, this mobile one. Let me see how long that is. It looks like it's just one, yeah. They got so many for fitness. This looks like a cool one. So I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to apply all 7 pages, and then see it changes. Now you can save another one and then just go from there. Okay. So hopefully that helped. I know this was a longer video, but I wanted to make sure that all those tips that I could get in there were important. Make sure you delete whatever fonts that you need to delete. Add your branding like at the top or the bottom, and then just have that one font in there, and then you're going to right click and connect that data for that. So once you select your new style video, right, go back down to apps, because I can't connect the data until I bulk create. Click bulk create again, upload the data again, select your file, and then you can change the font, that whole situation that I showed you before. Okay, and then just do it again, back out, do it again and again and again. Okay, and you can have all these different types of videos for your niches that you cover. All right. Hopefully that helped. I know it's a long video. I appreciate your time. Click on the links in the description. Go to longtailscorpion.com. You'll have marketing courses there, my blog as well, and I'm setting up AI services. I'm also at Longtail Scorpion on Instagram. Thank you. Talk to you soon.